Okay, so real quick, this is the easiest wheel bearing assembly to take out in any car. This is a 2016 Dodge Charger SXT 3.6 all-wheel drive. So you take the two bolts that hold the brake caliper and all the assembly for the brakes. Then there's 4 screws back here. This is what the screws look like. And for that we used an E12. Okay. And for the axle nut, we used a 32, I believe. Yep, a 32 inch socket. So you get rid of the socket after you take your caliper. Take that socket, then get rid of those 4 bolts. And as soon as you get rid, I took this apart, but it's so easy. I couldn't find anything on this particular car, so that's why I'm doing this quick video. It's pretty easy. Then all I did after the 4 bolts, sledgehammer, tap it, and it came right out. After that, make sure you get rid of this sensor. I believe it's the ABS sensor, not quite sure. So to get rid of that little bolt, it's a 10 inch socket. This side is not as bad as the other side. The other side was really rusty, so I put a little WD-40. I grab a flat screwdriver, and be careful. You don't want to ruin. So kind of wiggle it, you know, left, right, all the different angles. It's hard to do with one hand, so I'm gonna pause this video. So I kind of got a screwdriver in there. Make sure you don't break that. Okay, so that sensor's out. Make sure you can kind of clean all that gunk, all that rust, all that debris. And then so I already did it. I already cleaned all this with this. You know, make sure it's clean all around before you put the new piece back in. So it's time to get all the pieces back together. Okay, my dad's gonna hold the cell phone since this is his car. I'm helping him. So yeah, for this car, you don't even need to take the CV axle out of the way or nothing. It's pretty easy. Make sure you put the plate back in first. And then, gotta make sure we line everything up. Vamos para atrás. Okay. Okay, and for that, I'm gonna put this just to hold that plate. Okay. Now we get the whole hub in there. Kind of start tying it. Okay, get him in there far enough where you can let go and it'll hold. Okay, so those 2 are in. I'll get the ones in the bottom and we're gonna tighten it, and I'll show you after we tighten it. Okay. Okay, so those 4 bolts, they're already in there, nice and tight. I don't know the torque specs. I'm just gonna put this back. It's It's dark, I can't turn this flashlight on, but there's 4. They're pretty easy to get to. Let me see if I can turn my flashlight. I can't. Yeah, they're pretty easy to get to in the back. Like I said, this is the easiest wheel bearing hub assembly that I've done in any vehicle. Okay, I already got the sensor back in. I forgot to put it back in on the other side. I had to take the wheel out and do it. So make sure you put that in. Do not over tighten it. Kind of a little bit harder than hand tight, because this is plastic and you don't want to over tighten it and crack. Then it will hold the sensor and then you can get problems with that. Check engine lights or ABS or whatever. So then we're gonna get our axle nut, and then we're gonna put our rotor, and then brake caliper assembly. And like I said, you don't have to take all this apart. You can just take the 2 bolts that hold the bracket, and the bracket holds everything else. So okay, so the easiest way to put the brake caliper and bracket assembly together, after you put your rotor, I use 2 lug nuts. Make sure that this doesn't move, it helps. And just, there's that first one, we just gotta tighten those. And then there's that one, it's kind of dark, you can't see, but if you've done brakes before, you know what those look like. So you take those 2 out, you know, then you take the rotor, axle nut, 4 screws in the back, ABS sensor, tap the hub assembly, it comes out. And to put it back is just the opposite. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten those, and then we're gonna get take those out, and then we're gonna get our tire, and it should be done. This is my first video. I'm sorry if I can't explain myself that well. I just didn't see any other videos related to this vehicle, so I hope it helps. Comment, subscribe. I hope it can help somebody. It can save a lot of money. This is the easiest car to work on when it comes down to the hub assembly.